Hello and welcome back to my little Vlogmas. It's Thursday morning, 14th of December, and as you can see I'm up at Sanix again, just getting ready for morning prayer. But then after that I'm heading straight down to Brodick to catch the ferry, because over the next few days I'm going to be on the mainland delivering Christmas presents to family and also doing a few minutes of last minute Christmas shopping myself. So I'm going to take you with me. Now, of course, it could be a very interesting trip because there's a little breeze today and there's a potential of a bit more wind tomorrow. And so I'm hoping I don't get stuck on the mainland, because I kind of need to be back for the weekend where I've got some responsibilities, some events on Saturday and church on Sunday. But it's in the hands of God. Well, we have had morning prayer up at Sanix and I'm now back in Brodick in the ferry queue, which is of course very exciting. While I'm over there, I noticed last night on Facebook that the brass band that I used to play in when I was a young lad living at home still are having a Christmas concert this evening. So I thought, oh well, that's very interesting. I mean, you know, normally when I go to the mainland and visit my mum, we're usually sort of sitting and knitting, but I think Thursday night is an evening when she actually goes out, so I'll go out as well. And you know, if you're very good, I may even take you to the concert. How about that? While I'm sitting waiting for this ferry and on a sailing which I've taken you on before, I'm going to show you some footage I took a couple of days ago. Very rainy day. Decided that I was going to come home and in my wisdom sort through my wool. So let's have a look at the stash. And if you have any ideas whatsoever of what can be made, always feel free to make a suggestion. But it's over to previous Andrew. It's the second Sunday of Advent. It's been a busy day, but we started doing a little bit of tidying up and all that sort of thing for Christmas. And I'm here in the office. As you can see, it is a bit messy. I've got piles of books everywhere, which needs sorting out. But the biggest thing I'm sorting at the moment is my wool. I've got it in some of these big plastic crates here. I've got 1, 2, 3, and I've got some here in this box. Which came up to Sanix with me a few months ago for a workshop, and I just haven't sorted it out yet. There's even some on the floor there in a bag, plus knitting needles, and there's a few knits there and all sorts of things. But my aim is to try and sort this out. I've got other stuff here, all just randomly sitting about in bags. So I'm just trying to sort out what it is I'm currently using, what it is that needs sorting, what needs bagging up, and what needs exploring. I have no idea what's in some of these. I just really need to have a good sort out. So there you go. Now this project here was the stuff that I was doing with the Rowan felted tweed. I'm just not liking the result of this, so this is going to be frogged. I've got about 7 or 8 balls of this Aran Woolen Mills yarn. It was given to me by a friend, 100% pure wool, and it's a lovely sort of brown colour, quite a dark colour, not necessarily very easy to knit with, but beautifully soft and still very sheepy. And so I've got this in the bag. I have no idea what I'm going to do with it. It's all been caked up, some of it, and some of it's been worked with. So that's going to be a nice project for somebody at some point, but in the box it goes for now. And from the same friend, there's about 5 or 6 skeins of this Rowan Scottish tweed, and that looks very nice. I've got a sense that this probably isn't produced anymore, certainly not in this colourway, so I'll need to find something nice to do with that. It's not terribly rustic, you could wear that next to your skin. So, project for this, what do you think? There's about 25 grams in each little skein, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and a bit. So, come on, get your thinking caps on. Well, it was good to get a little bit of a sense of what is in these 3 tubs of yarn, but when I was doing all that, I came across this, which is just an acrylic set of yarns by Paintbox. And I remembered that I bought these because there was an intention at one point of making a knitted nativity set. Not this year. I'm sure there are more exciting and or relaxing things that could be done on a Sunday evening, but, you know, this seems good enough. Well, I managed to get the shopping done that I needed to do, so feeling pretty smug. Managed to do it all in 2 shops, so that's not too bad. I'm now going to head to my mum's for a little bit, and then go out for the concert in the evening. I say hopefully I'll take you along. I don't know what chance I'll have to get any footage of that, and in any case, YouTube and music, even if it's live, is an absolute nightmare, so I might not be able to show you very much of it, but I will show you. But for reference, I think I maybe said it earlier, but I used to play in this brass band when I was younger. We were playing at pretty good standard then, so I'll be interested to see how the band's faring. Haven't heard them for a long time, and I wonder if there's any faces that I'm going to know. We'll see. And just like that, back home here on the Isle of Arran. I've come home to an empty house, apart, of course, from Dougal the dog, who gave me an enthusiastic welcome. Everyone else is at work and school for at least the next hour or so. So just thought I'd pop in just to round off this video today. I don't know what I'm going to manage to show you of the concert last night because I haven't edited it together yet. But it really was a delightful evening. Not just in the case of the music, which was a very good standard, but for me, I mean, 30 years or something since I've seen some of those people who are still involved with the band all these years later, including, when I was a teenager, the musical director, he was still there helping out the band, so that was absolutely fantastic. The guy conducting the band now was the guy who was my brass tutor at the end of my high school career, and so helped me through those exams, and so it was just absolutely wonderful. And what was even more spectacular is just how well the band are doing. I mean, they have a senior band, which is a competing band. They have a community band, which is made up of all sorts of folks in the community who just want to get together for the joy of playing. And they've got a youth band who are coming on. There's a next generation of folks that are going to be moving up into the senior ranks of the band. And then they had 2 or 3 little groups of children who have been learning to play. So absolutely fantastic to see that all together. And thinking about it, that sort of level of development has always been there in the band. There's always been that sort of the moving through, but it's just so great to see the quality still being there. Absolutely delightful. I'm really glad I managed to coincide my visit to the mainland with that. See, I think I said earlier, I got my shopping done, so a very successful trip all in all, and more than that, my ferry was sailing. But I did manage to get a little bit of knitting done while I was over there. Last night after the concert, I was sitting knitting with my mum and her friend who pops over. And last night, I managed to get the rest of the body done for Advent sweater number 4. So we are actually on our way, folks. We're actually on our way. And I quite like the effect of that. It's a nice little sort of, they're quite sort of Scandinavian looking type abstract patterns. Very nice, Arne and Carlos. So that's that. What happens next is 2 arms, and then you join all the things together, and then you knit into the what do you call that bit? The yoke of the sweater. So that won't take long, will it? I should be able to get that done for Christmas. But when I finished that, what I had no desire to do was cast off and start arms, because I didn't have anything to put these stitches onto, which had to be kept live. So that wasn't a goer. But I did have in my bag also just another beanie, another little grey beanie. I cast this on Wednesday just past, so during this week, because I finished the socks I was knitting, which I think I showed you last time. They're all ready. And I was going to knit group on Wednesday, and I thought, well, I don't want to start more socks because, you know, when you've just finished a pair of socks, you don't immediately want to cast on the next one. But so just a bog standard beanie. I haven't knitted one for ages, and this will start to go into the pile for next year's beanie along, which may or may not be a thing. Excuse me. Would you believe that I'm still sort of struggling with this cough, which has been hanging around for just weeks on end? Not just a cough, it came from a cold, and then it became a sort of chesty thing, and you don't want to know. You don't want to know. So that's really all the knitting. I think in this next week, which is in essence the week leading up to Christmas, where there's lots of different things happening, I'm still hoping that in the evenings I'll have a chance to get those 2 sleeves done, get the top of the yoke done, and get that actually finished. As you'll see again, I think I showed you this last time. Excuse the reflection of all the different bits of my house, but my little sweaters are hanging up there already. And as I say, when number 4 gets done, it will just go up. We're not doing anything special with them this year other than just hanging them there as a little Christmas decoration. So I will be glad when they're done. I'm not going to do any more. I've decided I am not going to do any more. I was sitting thinking last night as I was knitting, these are lovely little sweaters that are lovely designs, great fun to look at, but not fun to knit. And I don't know what that makes me. But that particular project, not enjoying the process, mainly because it's such a small thing. Colour work, you're turning, it's taking my peace, and I would rather keep my peace. But talking of peace, tomorrow, I'm glad to be back today on the ferry, because tomorrow I'm leading a little half-day retreat online for Advent. And it's sort of on the theme of Celtic Advent, so looking at the the experience of the Celtic saints, and just imagining a little bit of how their stories interacts with the Christmas story. And then for the other half of that, looking at something called the O antiphons. You may or may not have heard of them. You will have heard, however, of the Christmas carol, O come, Emmanuel. Well, all those 7 stanzas, 7 verses of that song come from that ancient 7th century prayer called the O antiphons. And so part of the retreat tomorrow will be looking at those ancient prayers and the way that they don't anticipate Christmas coming too quickly. By that, I mean they don't rush to name the name of Jesus, the little baby lying in the manger. No, they're very much written AD, but they have that sort of BC feeling, that sort of looking forward, that longing, that sort of tapping into the very root of our longing. I wonder what you're longing for this Christmas season, or whatever season it is you celebrate this winter time. It can often be a time where we're tapped into our longing. And for me, as a person of faith, those verses in O come, Emmanuel really speak into that longing that I have for the presence of God and the presence of the divine with me. But what I wanted to do is rather than sing that at you, because I haven't time to record anything like that, there's a poet called Malcolm Guite, who's actually I think it's Guite, it's Guite or something, and he's actually an English priest, an Anglican priest. He's a poet as well as a jazz poet and a rocker and all sorts of things. Look him up on the internet. He's a delightful character, and I think I want to be him when I grow up. But he's a beautiful poet, and he's written a poem which is a reflection on the verses of O come, Emmanuel, and it's beautiful. And so I want to read it to you. I'll be using this poem in the retreat that I'm leading online tomorrow. So this is a poem entitled O Emmanuel by Malcolm Guite. O come and be our God with us, O long sought witness for a world without. O secret seed, O hidden spring of light, come to us, wisdom, come unspoken name, come root and key and king and holy flame. O quickened little wick so tightly curled, be folded with us into time and place. Unfold for us the mystery of grace, and make a womb of all this wounded world. O heart of heaven beating in the earth, O tiny hope within our hopelessness, come to be born, to bear us to our birth, to touch a dying world with new-made hands, and make these rags of time our swaddling bands. I just think that's beautiful. Talking about of course, the coming of the Christ child. And when we think of the full work of Christ, we would think of perhaps the cross or all those sorts of things, resurrection, ascension, that sort of thing. But Malcolm just really tapping into the beauty of the way that the scripture tells us that God became one with us, fragile, innocent, curled up, tiny, infinitesimal, but come with healing in his hands and healing in his life. Well, whatever's going on for you, whatever it is that needs healing, whatever it is that needs peace, whatever it is that needs a touch of something special, I pray and I hope that it will be yours. Thank you very much for watching this next little installment of Vlogmas. I am at least hoping to do one more, and I promise you next time that I'll also teach you how to say Merry Christmas and Happy New Year in Scottish Gaelic. So there you go, something to look forward to. But however, before I go, I just want to say a huge thank you to all of you who are watching in the last couple of weeks. The Albanach Knitter channel here has gone over 11,000 subscribers, and that is just absolutely flabbergasting. The vlog is almost a year old. I started on the 16th of January in 2023, so when it comes round to mid-January, I'm sure there'll be a little celebratory giveaway to thank you all for sitting with me, knitting with me, watching along and listening to an old man ramble. So thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. God bless.